If I didn't procrastinate this video, it should be coming out the day after I graduated high school. A pretty cool moment, I guess. It's a shame to know that I've already hit my peak and I'm on the decline for the rest of my life, but I'm sure the mental crisis of that won't hit me until way later. For now, though, I just wanted to talk about my graduation experience and my thoughts and feelings surrounding it. So the first thing I'm gonna yap about is that I was valedictorian. I know. You're probably thinking, wow, the standards at your school must be really low if you're at the top of your class. And you'd be exactly right. You know how most classes only have one valedictorian? Well, there's actually a possibility for there to be more than one. 2 or more valedictorians result in co-valedictorians. This was the case for my class. I was a co-valedictorian. To 4 other people, there were 5 valedictorians. Our class only has about 50 people in it to begin with. How's 10% of it gonna be valedictorians? So yeah, this title means pretty much nothing. One funny thing to come from this though, was we still had a salutatorian. And I'm not saying we were clowning on them, but it definitely felt like we were the Jedi Council towering behind them. Since there were 5 of us, which is enough for a basketball team by the way, that meant we each had to give our own speech. Luckily, our principal was like, yo, please don't make it 20 minutes long, because I'm trying to catch the new Smiling Friends episode at 8. He gave us a 3-minute cap, which was great, because I was already terrified to just stand up there in the first place, so any chance to say less had me like,
oh, say less.
Anyways, my speech was fine, I think. Although I did have to fight the irresistible urge to sound like an anime character. Wow, guys, we really did it. I can't believe after all these years, we're really here. We finally made it to our graduation. That's so sugoi. I'm so proud of everyone. But it's not like I like you guys or anything. Stupid bakas. Anyways, remember, everyone to keep going plus ultra and to Detroit smash your way through your future. Come on, guys. On the count of 3, everyone say Detroit smash. 1, 2, 3, Detroit. As funny as I think that would have been, I don't think 99% of people in the room would have understood what I was doing, and I'm not trying to sound like the dumbest of the 5 valedictorians. So instead, I just became a sellout.
This speech is sponsored by
what the Sigma?
Thank you for the $250.
Basically, if I mentioned this radio station in my speech, they'd give me $250. So I did.
Tell them to bring me my money.
I'm not trying to promote them any further though, so that's why they got edited out, bozos. I'm not gonna give you the rest of the speech because I can do whatever I want. But if enough of you grovel at my feet or beat me in Clash Royale, then maybe I'll release it. Until then, you'll just have to use your imaginations. Sorry, G. Next thing on the agenda is how I completely made a fool of myself in front of everybody and am still very embarrassed about it. I know I said I didn't want to sound like the dumbest valedictorian, which I didn't, but I totally looked like the dumbest. For some ungodly reason, I was chosen to be the person who led the class in the walk into the ceremony. Me. Why me? Who let this happen? Well, I have 2 theories. One is that everyone just thought I was capable of following very simple instructions and could walk in a straight line. And my second theory is that they all hated me and wanted to give me immeasurable pressure. I think it's actually neither of those options because I asked and they said it's just because my name is earlier in the alphabet than the rest of the valedictorians. But I still have a slight suspicion that they just wanted to see me crumble under the pressure. Little did they know though, pressure makes diamonds, baby. And I was about to shine like a middle-class neighborhood on Christmas Eve. Here is how it went. I walked into the auditorium. I went straight at an extremely moderate pace so pictures could be taken, but not let it take forever so everyone could get in at a decent time. Then I kept walking straight until I walked by a friend and decided to look really chill and really awesome by dapping him up. except my right arm was locked with the person I was walking with. So it was a left-hand dap-up, okay? It looked horrible, it felt horrible. I lost a little bit of aura with that one, but it wasn't over yet. I was still looking fly, and dare I say, I was still looking like the guy. Then I faced my greatest challenge yet. I had to turn left. Gulp! And that's when it happened. Under the enormous amounts of pressure, I began to fold. I felt powerless. I felt scared. I felt like giving up. But then I remembered the secret technique passed down my bloodline for generations. I knew what it was for, why I was born with this gift. It was all for this moment. Domain expansion. Simple directional awareness. There. I had done it. I turned left. I then made it to my chair and everybody else followed. I was a champion. I was a hero. My aura was through the roof. I had cemented myself a legacy throughout this school forever as the person who led the class of 2024 into their final moments. The hardest part was over. Now all I had to do was get through the rest of the ceremony without looking or sounding like a clown. We already know how the speech went. I got paid, which was a power move. Then I just sat there through the rest of the speakers, which, honestly, I was about to fall asleep. It was so boring. Eventually, though, it was time to hand out the diplomas. And well, I was first for that, too. This one was easier, though, because I didn't need to direct anyone else. I went out, shook some hands, got my diploma, took some pics, and was off the stage. Easy peasy. However, I was still in charge of leading my row back to their seats after everyone had received their diploma. Now, I will admit what happened next was partly my fault. Look, man, I was excited. I just got my paper, and I may have been cracking some funny LOLs behind the curtain to my classmates. I may not have noticed that everybody was waiting for me to walk us back until people started to yell at me. That's not the bad part, though. So to help you understand how I made a fool of myself, I have to explain our setup. Basically, all of the grads are on this stage. There's 5 rows of chairs, and a row at a time was supposed to receive their diploma. Since I was in the farthest seat in the front row, I got to receive mine first. After I receive it, I was supposed to walk across the stage, behind the curtain, loop around this section, which was the band, then walk back to my seat like this. Spoiler alert, I didn't do it that way. I didn't do it the correct way. While people were yelling at me, one of the teachers who were trying to direct me told me to walk behind the rows and rub against this curtain. Now me, being the very anxious person that I am, already didn't like the fact I was holding up the line, so I put all of my trust into this person and walked directly behind the last row. Now, the rest of the row was supposed to be following me, so I didn't feel like too much of an idiot because at least I wasn't alone, right? Right? I was alone. Halfway through rubbing myself against this curtain like an absolute buffoon, I turned back and there I see nobody behind me. I was heartbroken. My row had betrayed me. They had left me to die alone in this cruel position of embarrassment. I eventually got back to my seat after taking this scenic route, and they laughed at me. My classmates laughed, the teachers laughed, the crowd laughed. All of my aura, all of my respect, all of my dignity, gone. I was officially the stupid valedictorian. Great shame befell me in that moment, the greatest shame I have ever felt. Then the next row went, and I think pretty much everybody forgot, except for me. Yep. That's gonna be one of those moments that'll keep me awake at night for the rest of my life. Other than that, graduation was fine. In all fairness, it really was just boring. I mean, it's a 2 to 3 hour yap sesh. Just give me my diploma so I can get out of here. I don't need to hear you talk about, oh, guys, do you remember COVID-19? Oh, wow, guys, that felt like so long ago. Look at how far we've come. Let me go home. Anyways, I'll give valedictorian, I'll give graduation like a 6 out of 10, only because I got some money out of it.
Money.
The question that everyone's wondering, though, what now? Well, I'm going to college. Not going to tell you which one because I'm not trying to get a stalker yet, but I am going. Am I excited? I was until I realized how much debt I'll have and that I'm going to be a STEM major, which means I'll never do anything with my time but study and still probably fail everything. But at least I'll be in the rock climbing club. Hooray! Yeah, I'm cooked.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
My biggest fear, though, is I won't be able to make consistent videos. I really do enjoy this. All I have ever wanted to do with my life was be a creator/entertainer, which it makes YouTube great for me. I'm sure I'll still be able to post, but it'll probably just be less. I'll make it work, though. Probably. I'll just have to become an academic unit, I guess. Oh well. My last thoughts on high school, though. I am glad it's over, but I will probably miss parts of it. I'll forever have regrets from this time, but also a lot of great memories. I am fairly satisfied with the person I've become, and my high school experience made that possible, so it couldn't have been that bad, right? Right? Anyways, my absolute final thought on graduation is this. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.